So good morning everyone, this is Team Yoga and the team lead Madhunesha. Our problem statement is smart recovery gadgets for victims and the rescuers. It was presented by the NDRF, the National Disaster Response Force. So the National Disaster Response Force works under the Home Ministry. So the Home Ministry during the calamity, the Meteorological Department used to send the information to the National Disaster Authority of India. So during which, whenever a problem arises in the localities, the NDRF is going to reach the spot and rescue the victims. So the NDRF consist of rescuers who are equipped with super recovery kits, and they are well skilled and they are trained to be skilled and rescue the victims from the calamities. So our topic is on this is smart recovery gadgets with an IoT embedded device with enabled Android application. So the problem arises is that during the calamities, the rescuers and the victims are unable to connect to each other. In the places where altitudes, mountains, and flood places, the rescuers need to work in isolated places, and during which there is a lack of communication between the rescuers and the victims. So there is a need to design an IoT based device to connect the rescuers and the victims and the control room. So during the disaster, there is going to be an anxiety between the victims and the rescuers, where finding a path between locating each other could be a difficult task. So using a technology, we are going to connect rescuers and the victims, and also a control system in a decentralized way. And there is a lag of making an alert to the following peer rescuers. When there is a rescuer who's going to fall unconsciousness, but he can't make an alarm. So the whenever the is has oxygen rate, or if he goes unconscious, the alert could be sent to the peer rescuer. There is going to be a less death rates. In India, according to the statistics, there is an average of 7% of death rates on an average of every year, due to which there is a improper communication, and because of the disaster that is happening in India. Since India is a monsoon area, which is going to be prone with extreme conditions like flood and forest fires. So each part of India is going to be faced with a different disaster during each seasons. So to face this, there is going to be an kit that is facing both extremes of water and fire, which is like flood and forest fire. So the we are going to design a backpack. So the backpack is unfoldable, so it can be unfolded to a electric blanket. The electric blanket is an thing which can be explained later. So the backpack is consist of an smart wristband and a personal gear kit, and also a PPE for the rescuers. So the PP is going to be like a breathable material. So the uh, wristband is going to consist of sensors of variety types, which is going to detect the body condition of the person who is going to wearing it. And we are going to have a gyrometer for temperature, heartbeat sensor, GPS, GPRS relay, accelerometer, and moisture sensor, temperature sensor. So when the value goes less or more than a common value, it is going to send a primary and secondary alerts to the people and a control room and the family member. So if there is going to be a temperature value is going to be like lower, minus degree Celsius, or higher than 45 or 47 degrees Celsius, the message is going to send to the family members and the control room. So if the oxygen rate, so if the oxygen rate is going to be like SpO2 level is if it's lower than 88 percentage, then the message is going to be sent. And the heart rate also, if it's lower or higher than 100 beat per second, or higher than 170 beat per second, then the primary and the secondary alert is going to be sent, and we are also going to have a light diode. So if the person is going to be like in smoky or a foggy area, so what if happens, there is going to be an industrial accident and there is going to be a fire, and if there is a smoke, right? So the smoke is going to be very a thing that is going to block their way. So during by using a light diode, they can spot each other, and of course there is going to be a suffering, so they are going to be suffocated. So their oxygen level is going to be used to send the messages to each other. So uh, the GPS and GPRS system is going to be used where the GPRS system can be used to send messages if there is going to be in they are going to be in a rural, very rural area or other thing where if they can't able to use a smart wristband sensor things, and if they is not using the application, so, and they are going to have GSM where the locate rescuers and the victims can spot each other, so they can find location. So the control room is used to find the location of them, and we are going to have a GUI based mobile application. So the depth of the injuries can be deducted by using a triage system that is going to be developed by the mobile application. uh, and we are going to have a hardware components of node MCU, temperature, heart sensor, GPRS, and accelerometer and other things. And software is we are going to use the programming language C++, and we are going to have FreeSync, Cloud Firebase, Arduino Studio, and Android Studio, Arduino, and MQTT server. So during the rescue process, there is going to be like some of the parts that we have to concentrate. Example, the smart wristband which we designed is going to be have sensors, but the sensors is not, it's an electric item. Of course, it's an electric item, so the electric and the water thing is not going to survive for a longer period of time. So they are going to be like less resistant to water. If the person is going to be in a flood for more than a month, then there is going to be a lack of accurate value that is going to be given by the smart band, and there is going to be a latency problem, high network latency problem in the prone areas, and the usage of the kit is not going to be known exactly by every person in the same way at the same time. So there is going to be a lack of awareness of by the public, and the process need to be understood by the people. It's going to take some time, and the battery consumption is going to take because the we are going to use electric blanket, and the electric things are going to be used here. Of course they need a battery. Without a battery, there is going to be not happening. And if the person is going to be in a prone area, there is going to be a disruption of signal. So and the working process depends upon the Wi-Fi or the other network things, and there is need of data accuracy, and the long lasting battery, they need a long lasting battery, and the mobile application should be connected before usage of it. So when an office or a area is going to know that they are going to have this kit in their place of before that, the people have to install an application, so that the application and the wearable is going to be connected to each other. So when the bag is opened, the mobile is going to send an alert to the control room. So due to which the depth of the seriousness can be understood by the people, the control room. So the basic thing is happening in this way. So the benefits is like we are going to provide a seamless communication between the rescuers and the victim, and the depth of the calamity is going to be known because they are going to have a sensor in the bag. So the bag is going to inform so the bag is going to send the notification, and when the wristband is in their hand, automatically the analysis is going to be done, and the passage of transition is going to happen, and the recovery backpack is longer can sustain longer period of time than other things. It's going to be in a low cost thing also. So the primary flow use case and the flow chart of the thing is going to be like first the rescuers and the victims is going to install the application in their mobile, and they are going to log in and sign it up, and the data is so when they are going to sign in and log in, nothing is going to happen. But when they start to use, the data is automatically going to send to the dashboard, and the dashboard is automatically watched by the control room. So by this, the communication is can will happen between the rescuers and the victims, and the rescuers reach the spot of the victims, and they bring the victims to the safe area, and the health condition of victims and the rescuers is going to watch this simultaneously, and the average of rescuers and the victims is going to taken down, so that the primary messages are going to be sent to the control room and the family. So and the flow chart could be like the wearables are going to be worn by the victims, and the initial system for we need a initial system of registering, so we need a process of registering, and the same thing happens here. So when the average of the value goes below or above, the alert is going to be on, and there going to be a beep sound by which the alert is going to be done to following peers through the messages and other things. So the monitoring of the victim's health and the acquired data is updated in the app. So the app is going to store it for the further purposes. So thank you so much for watching us, and we are the team members, where we are going to have Bhavita and other team members, Hemant, Charan, Tarun Kumar and Saminathan. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you.